Virgin 603 Heavy Kennedy Tower, wind 25011, runway 31 right to the line.
Midland 31 right.
Delta 1825 Kennedy Tower, wind 26012, runway 31 left to the line.
Right now we are taxiing, we're on taxiway Alpha going towards runway 06. That's the active runway in using Kano. And then we don't do anything except to monitor taxiways, monitor the ATC frequency, because we get our route clearances while taxiing in Nigeria. Meanwhile, in other countries, you get it from the clearance delivery frequency. While taxiing, we also try to check if everything is in place as it should be. And prior to takeoff, we usually check if the takeoff configuration warning will go off. Right now, the captain is going to do the gesture by advancing the thrust levers, and hopefully the sound doesn't come on. Right about now, engine 1, engine 2. So what this does is, if there is something not in place for takeoff, it's going to give us a warning sound and we rectify it. It's happened before and it happens. Sometimes it's trim, sometimes it's parking brake, anything. There's so many things that could trigger the takeoff configuration warning, but we just have to check it to make sure that everything is in place. We are approaching the takeoff position, and right about now the ATC is going to give us our takeoff clearance.
080 to north departure, right on course clarity of runway 06.
The captain said go ahead with the before takeoff procedures and checklists, which is notify the cabin, turn on takeoff, turn on lights and turn on the strobe lights, then read the checklist.
Your sign 3.9.
Oh, set APU off, cabin crew neutral transponder. CRA before takeoff checklist complete. Today I'm the pilot flying for this leg, so the captain is going to be my pilot monitoring man. In essence, first officer, and I'm going to be the captain if that's how you understand it. So I'll be the one flying the leg into Kano. He'll monitor my actions and I will be controlling the aircraft. So he advances thrust levers to 40%, so that once we're aligned and ready to go, we just hit the button. Once he gives me the controls, I'll press the button and it's go time. Enjoy. Successfully taken off from runway 06, and unfortunately or fortunately Abuja is on the other side, so we had to turn right. And now we are going to increase the airspeed because we've already gained sufficient altitude, and then we'll try and clean the aircraft by raising the flaps and then accelerating our way into Abuja. I've called for the VNAV, which is the speed on the FMS or FMC as explained during the other video. And I believe the FMS or FMC sets the speed to 225 knots until we've fully cleaned up. Then it sets the speed to 250 knots below 10,000 feet. Then with cost index of about 20, the cruise speed should be around 280 knots. Generally online we don't fly this long manually. We usually engage autopilot much earlier, like 1,000 feet. But because I haven't flown in a while, I decided to just fly to get a feel of it. Now I just about engage the autopilot B on my side. If you can see, I just pressed the autopilot and it's engaged. And I went for the LNAV, which is lateral navigation, instead of heading select. Now I'm gonna show you how we drink water during COVID. Look how sweaty my face is. So yeah, we put our mask back on. I mean, even though our cockpit is an isolation center on its own, we usually keep the mask on unless it becomes a nuisance, then we just take it off. Or during an emergency that we have to put our actual oxygen mask on. Now, because I was hungry, it's a 12 noon flight, and I just asked for lunch, which it says spaghetti and shredded beef. I hope it's good. Okay, that looks okay. I mean, I usually have my spice in my bag, but because I haven't flown in a while, I didn't really pack well when I was leaving home. So yeah, I hand the controls over to the captain at the radios. He does everything, and I just have my lunch. It's a really short flight, so right about this time we've already started getting in contact with Abuja. So it's a good one, not really bad for an airline. Oh, I finished it. Great. And right in front of me there's the approach chart for Abuja. Now I'm about to brief the passengers on the latest in Abuja. Apologies for that. I didn't know it wasn't audible enough until I came back home. But generally, we tell them the time of arrival, the weather in Abuja, and what they're going to return. We notify them is if there's going to be any turbulence on the way, so they just have that in mind. But there isn't really much to say because the flight is a short one. So now I'm just turning on the camera for our final approach into Abuja. As you can see, if you can see the flap lever there, we're already on flaps 5 because there was a lot of traffic going into Abuja and there were slower aircraft. So when I started recording this video, we've already completed one orbit to the right and we're already slowed down to about 170 knots. And as you can hear from our conversation with the captain, we'll still be worried about the aircraft ahead of us, which is an ATR 72. We have discussions on possibilities of whether we have to take gear early and just slow down the aircraft so we don't have to go around upon fuel. So yeah, now it's just about the final approach into Abuja.
Radar band 2337 with you. The right on heading 330 at 2,700 feet. L1 2337
2,500.
And the aircraft calling is our sister aircraft going towards Maiduguri on heading 330, I believe.
On heading 330, climb side level 33.
Last what?
That's correct. I want to establish a point in Metropolis.
Say your last.
So just
Say your last one.
that's correct.
I'm just gonna ask the captain if he's okay with me disengaging early because I haven't flown in a while.
Disengage now.
Now that sound is the sound of autopilot disengagement, and now it's fully manual control. I'm in control of the aircraft for landing.
1,000.
Stable.
-6 Bravo Uniform Juliet. Copy. Ground 149. 149.
500.
Turn stable.
Turn on, turn wind. Land from the clouds.
I'm in.
Turn on, turn wind. Land from the clouds.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And a smooth touchdown. Speed brake is up and reversers have been deployed. If you know how reversers work, is basically by deflecting the thrust in the opposite direction. So thrust normally pushes backwards and the aircraft forwards, but reversers now push the thrust forwards, thereby slowing down the aircraft. It's really helpful in slowing us down. And as you can see, another aircraft just taxiing over there. Now at 60 knots, take back the speed brakes and hand over the controls to the captain. Now I just do the after landing procedures, and which involves turning off the lights and transponders, flaps, and all of that. Then we taxi to the apron and take the passengers down. Right now it's just normal first officer work. As you can see, we've officially handed over controls now, and the tower is giving us our landing time and asks us to contact tower on 121.9, and we correction asks us to contact ground on 1219 and contact ground. Yeah, so we continue taxi and until we reach the apron. On reaching there, the passengers disembark and we do the shutdown checklist. As you can see, pilot flying is fun, involves just 3 minutes of flying. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and leave your suggestions in the comment section if you need me to discuss or make a video of anything you want. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye bye.